Hi, everybody. Today we're going to take a look at the swing state polling that dropped yesterday from Bloomberg/Morning Consult. We're going to see if Biden is coming back or if this is an outlier. Now, every month when this poll drops, I always do a video on it because they take a look at the 7 key swing states comprehensively. And this is all done after the debate, so this is a great time to see what they show. But the normal caveats here are this is just one pollster. You've got to look at them in the aggregate, and maybe this turns out to be completely accurate, or maybe it's a total miss. Either way, let's get into it. The headline is Biden narrows gap with Trump in swing states despite debate loss. So depending on how you look at it, this might be good or bad news for Biden. Because given all the talks we've seen, even from Democrats, about him exiting the race, if he sees some positive polling, that's going to complicate the situation further and make it a lot harder for him to get out. We've seen other polls where Trump is ahead or he's gained a couple of points. Maybe this one is spot on and Biden is on the upswing. It might have been easier for Democrats if they got more bad polling news for Biden. Maybe he'd get out of the way quicker. This is going to give him some sort of ammo to stick it out. So let's get into the states. Across all 7, Trump is ahead by 2, 47 to 45, but that is narrower than it was in the previous poll. Then in the individual states, in Arizona, Trump is up 3, 48 to 45. Again, that is narrower over the previous poll. In Georgia, it's extremely close. Trump is up 1, 47 to 46. In Michigan, this is easily Biden's best state. He's expanded his lead to 5 points, 48 to 43. In Nevada, Trump has regained a little bit of an edge over the last poll, 48 to 45. In North Carolina, it's also narrowed up to 3 points for Trump, 46 to 43. But in Pennsylvania, the extremely important state, that's gone in the complete opposite direction. That has shifted toward Trump. He's up by 7, 51 to 44. And in Wisconsin, Biden has taken the lead here by 3, 47 to 44. So that is for sure some mixed signals. Now, in the next paragraph, it says nearly 3 in 10 Democrats said Biden should drop out of the race, far more than the 9% of Republicans who said Trump should do the same. So over the past few months, we've had Trump's trials and then his first debate. And when the focus is on Trump, he does seem to go down 1 or 2 points in the polls. When the focus is on Biden, it seems to be the opposite. But Biden has declared he's staying the course, and his campaign has repeatedly insisted that the debate was not as devastating to voters as it appeared to the media and Washington insiders. That paragraph, I think, is frustrating. Usually the administration on either side is completely out of touch with what voters on the ground think. And for a long time, voters had concerns about Biden's age, and they were routinely brushed off. So that paragraph is again kind of saying the opposite, and to me it seems out of touch. Then it says this poll is the first comprehensive survey of the states most likely to decide the outcome in the Electoral College since the debate on June 27th. So that's great to see this data, but the next sentence says its findings run counter to some recent national polls which showed a worsening picture for Biden. The poll could turn out to be a statistical outlier. It's true, we've got to see a lot more data than just this poll. I can understand if maybe it showed there wasn't really too much movement, but it showed Biden going up after the debate, and that does seem like it could be an outlier. And as I've said, it's similar to when Trump had his conviction. I at least expected in the initial fallout, especially with independents, for Trump to go down 1 or 2 points. That's what happens when you've got some bad press, and I don't think it should really be any different for Biden. The question is, how long, if ever, does the bad press end? Here's a key sentence. This suggests the age matter was already baked into most voters' minds. The only difference now is more Democrats are acknowledging it. That is completely true. That's pretty much what everybody thought. But frequently we got a lot of pushback from the White House as well as a ton of Dems. But now we get a little bit more into the explanation. This says the view from swing states could be affected by an advertising blitz from Biden and his Democratic allies, who have lately outspent their Republican rivals 5 to 1 in those places. And it also says this poll started 4 days after the debate, less than some national polls, giving voters more time to evaluate Biden's performance. I guess it's possible that 4 or 5 days later, the debate and the concerns must have just completely worn off for a few voters. So let's get into that debate a little bit more. They've got 52% said Trump exceeded their expectations. Only 13% said Biden did. Then they ask if Biden should continue his campaign or not. With Democrats, 46% say he should definitely continue. 21% say probably. 5% don't know or have no opinion. 16% say he should probably not continue. And 13% say he should definitely not continue. So a little bit of a divide there with Democrats, but not a complete split anymore. The support is certainly shaky, but not as shaky as I've seen in some other polls. But once you get away from Team Blue, then we've got independents. 18% say Biden should definitely continue, 15% say probably, and then on the other end, 35% say he should definitely not continue, and 23% say probably not. Then all the way to the red team, we've got 9% that say Biden should definitely continue. Some of those might be because they think Biden is weak. That's also a possibility. But 60% say he should definitely not continue, including 19% that say probably. Then we've got 39% of swing state voters say Biden should definitely or probably continue his campaign, compared to 50% saying the same of Trump. And there was far more enthusiasm for Biden's candidacy from the liberal wing of his party. Then it says still large majorities of undecided voters and so-called double haters, those with an unfavorable view of both Biden and Trump, say Biden should step aside, suggesting that Democrats might win some of them over with another candidate. Then down here, they go more into Biden's age. Back in February, it says 82% of respondents said Biden was too old. A similar share, 85%, called him too old in the latest installment. Then we've got an anecdote about a voter in Wisconsin. It says she leans left and does not want Trump elected, but would likely vote for a third party if Biden were on the ballot again. Her quote is, "I know it sounds terrible, but I want to send a message. Hopefully enough people want to send a message, and we want other options. We want change." That's a good sentence. I think right now Trump comes off as much more of the change candidate. Whether you think it's good or bad change, Biden is pretty much more of the same. Now they get into some of Trump's baggage, and he definitely has some. 62% of voters say he's dangerous, an increase from 59% in February. And this is also the first survey they've taken since that conviction. So it says Biden's debate performance may be more recent, but Trump's guilty verdict has not gone away. And then the Biden campaign has touted some internal polling that he has narrowed the gap among independents. This poll shows Biden and Trump in swing states tied, with independents at 40%. In May, Biden trailed 36 to Trump's 44. So then I like how they show some ad spending here. And it's clear that Trump and Republican Alliance super PACs, they've just spent way less than Biden and the Democratic PACs. In Arizona, for Trump, it's basically non-existent, while for Biden, it's over 6 million. For Georgia, it's close to 10 million. For Biden, Trump is at 3.5 million. Michigan, again, over 12 million for Biden, while Trump is under 100,000. And it's pretty much the same thing in all the other states except for Pennsylvania. Their support for Biden has only outspent Trump 2-1. So advertising is not everything, but it's certainly not nothing either. And if you're spending $0 in these states, while the other side is spending millions, that could be at least worth 1 or 2 percentage points. So Trump has taken a big hit with a lot of his legal fees, but a lot of voters haven't really started paying attention to politics yet. We follow everything after the conviction and the debate. We take a look at polling and we have a better understanding of what's actually happening. But there's a good chunk of voters out there that don't really care about politics. They might come out and vote in the end, but either way they might have a completely different barometer for how they're going to vote, and they might not even be persuadable until October. Then they close out this poll with a little bit more about Pennsylvania, and then after that they get into the methodology. They've got the total sample size, which is over 4,900 registered voters. In the individual swing states, it ranges from the mid 400s to the high 700s. So that's what we've got from this poll. This is fascinating data. We're waiting to see a lot more fallout 2 and 3 weeks after the debate, and we've still got to see what Trump does for his VP. But some mixed signals here. Somehow, despite national coverage, even from a lot of Democrats against Biden, this poll shows him getting a boost. But then they do show the ad spending in the swing states, and it is massively lopsided in favor of Biden. So with less than 4 months to go, I can't wait to see what happens next. It's already been a completely wild ride, and we've still got more than 100 days left. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this poll? Do you buy that Biden has gone up in most of the states except for Pennsylvania? Is this poll the outlier, or is it the other polls? And how much do you think the ad spending is affecting these polls? And what do you expect to change over the rest of the month? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to help support the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.